Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee, and Sunny.
Sunny makes three.
Isn't that funny? We were both thinking the same thing, unplanned.
Good old Sunny boy. Hi, Siama.
Hi, Siam. I'll get you on the list. If my computers will cooperate, that is.
So welcome, everybody, to, once again, our regular live stream.
Yes, our live stream show. We're ready.
Right.
Are we ready?
We're
ready.
nearly ready. We'll have to be, but Mercury retrograde is ending soon, so then we'll always be ready. Well, till the next one.
Well, we'll feel a lot better when Mercury is direct, let me tell you. It's been a nightmare here. All right, but anyway, for today I am using the Cosmic Creatures Deck Oracle. I've used this a couple times before when I first got it. Put it away for a while, and it's so bright and colorful. Thought I'd bring it out. I did card for the collective for tomorrow, and decide, for our social media, an oracle card. So I thought, why not do one here? All right.
Sunny is in extra placation mode. He just really needs...
Translation, extra attention mode. Yeah, I need this.
Very needy here. Why are you like that?
Because he keeps getting what he wants when he wants it.
And the
He's
fur is
spoiled.
flying, too. He's shedding lately, so
He's
it's all over.
spoiled.
Itchy.
Oh my gosh. You ready for this?
Oh, thank you for subscribing.
Not the most colorful in the deck, but, Rajendra? Thank you for subscribing. If
Hi,
you
Preeti.
would like a reading, just mention it in the chat. We'll be happy to add you to the list. Look what I pulled. You're talking about Sunny. It's the cat card. I'll get Preeti on the list. Hi, Preeti.
So thank you for subscribing. Normally, I believe they make you wait about 10 minutes before you're able to post
Pop on
any
the
question
chat.
or comments in the chat.
Well, I could
Kara.
put them on the list.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Kara, Christine. I could put them on the list after Preeti in case they want a reading.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And if you
That sounds
don't,
fine.
that's fine. But we're going to put you on the list to get you in there since we see you have subscribed. But we do the list in order here. I think that's how you spell it. But if I'm not, I'll catch it later. So let's see. So we have Preeti, Rajendra, Kara, and Christine. Let me get Kara.
Alrighty.
And, oh my goodness, I lost count. We're up to 9 people
Sonny.
already. People are piling in. All right, I'll post a list after this reading for the cat. Excuse me. The cat. Curiosity, mystery, and independence. Prowling along the edge of prophecy, the cat slinks through dimensions, walking between portals of existence and illusion. Known as an animal of the night, the cat is a symbol for witchcraft and carries the enigmas of the dark arts, imbued with mystery and secrets left untold. The cat guides you to unveil your own magic by following your curiosity, taking back your personal power in the process. What lights you up? What have you been meaning to do but have been waiting for the right time to start? The cat brings patience as it takes its time before pouncing on its prey, just as you will when you jump on the right opportunities. The cat offers you fierce independence as you pursue your dreams, granting balance and the ability to hold your own between your home life and social life. This brings you to explore the duality that is within, light and dark, feminine and masculine, soft and strong. There is space for it all. Oh my goodness. I mean, I could just think of some of the other aspects of the cat, but prowling, and prowling between the worlds, this idea of just kind of being observant and waiting for the right moment to pounce and strike, too, is really important. And so that's just it. It's really interesting to me because I had a card in my Material Matters today for one of the signs that was indicating to me that, well, timing may not be, you want to move something. You may feel the time is right, but right now is not a time for growth, and it may be better waiting. And so look at things, especially if it's economic moves you want to make right now, because the timing, maybe the timing is ideal before some of the real headaches set in with some of the world market changes that are going on. But on the other hand, you might want to play a wait and see attitude too. So go with what your gut and what your prowling inner cat is ferreting out about the situation. Is it time to pounce, or is it time to lay low?
Cats are always mysterious. We're never sure if they're male or female, but we always maybe feel like they're watching us and wondering, what we're going to do next. And some cats are different. They have more friendly attitudes. Some may not. But I think we all feel like they just sort of seem to know something that we haven't quite figured out yet.
That's true.
Intuition.
Use your intuition. It's really important in times like these too, to trust your gut. But, in doing so, make sure that you have all the information you need for your gut to ponder. Okay? It's really important to do some research, because that will help you. That will help guide your intuition into making the right choices for yourself. This is a combination. It always is. All right. Well, good luck with that, everybody. We'll get on to our tarot readings. And what did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. I can't remember. But if you are worried about the economy and maybe what's going on in the business world, you might want to check out my Material Matters and see what things are looking out like for your sign of the zodiac with the tarot, as I do the astrological signs each week.
Every Sunday at 10 a.m. And
we're live in the chat. Sometimes that confuses people because they think we're open for live readings, but we're only live in the chat because I want to talk more about the readings I did and, talk to people in the chat more than I'm able to here.
Yes, we all have a lot of fun there.
So join us. It is fun.
All right, so Jackie's up, and Jackie wanted an oracle card.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm putting the list out there. There we are. Well, I do have this one that I just put away. It's a pretty good one. I have that Loterio Remedios that I used last week, and actually, I really like that one a lot. Do you have a preference, maybe? Would you like the animal one? I'm slightly opening the box. Oh, my choice. Well, since I'm already opening the darn box again, let's go for it. I don't know why these content creators, however, have to make things so difficult. If it's in a really nice sturdy box like this, I don't know that we really need to bother with a tuck box too. I just don't think so. Now, maybe that's because a lot of people remove it from the bigger boxes, but I prefer to keep all my sets together with the big books, etc. So it's a little annoying, but I love this deck. It's so colorful and nice. And well done. I'll tell you what, Jackie, I'm going to have Mr. O pick one out for you this time. Yes.
Are you going to pick the oracles then?
No, you may pick that. I'm shuffling. I'm getting my energy in here. Are you ready?
I am ready.
They're always read upright, Mr. O. And they're alphabetical, so I just need to know the name of the beast. I believe they're alphabetical. We'll see. It's zebra. Doggone that
Zebra.
card, and I had you pull that randomly. Zebra keeps coming up all the time.
Really?
And I'm like, what is with that card? And now, just with it fanned, it's come out again. Zebra does have important messages, though. When you look at it, how unique it is, you can only imagine, Jackie, that this is about individuality, about being bold, and being a rule maker. Zigging while others zag, the zebra is an advocate for making up your own rules as you go. No stranger to hard work, much like the horse, the zebra has impeccable focus, prioritizing alignment over hustle. The zebra urges you to remain balanced in the face of your responsibilities. Look at where you can have some fun and lighten the load. The zebra, with the distinct pattern it wears on its skin, aids those who are individualists, artists, inventors, and pioneers. Call on the zebra when you need that surge of inspiration to feed your restless spirit. And the zebra will charge you forward on your next venture with its defining black and white stripes. The zebra is clear on its boundaries, willing to speak up and voice its opinion, even if it provokes conflict. Do not be afraid of deterring others. The zebra encourages you to be loud and proud. And of course, I always like saying this line myself, fortune favors the bold, after all.
Nice.
So, go ahead, do the Lenormand.
The Lenormand, the star, and the bouquet.
Wow, this almost does seem to speak to creativity or things that bring you joy. And if things are interfering with that, don't be afraid to set some boundaries for yourself. Make your own rules on what you're going to allow to get in the way or, possibly, distract you from your focus. But remain focused is a big thing here with the zebra. This is saying, you can do a lot of great things if you prioritize, alignment over hustle, which means be in it for the long haul. Make sure everything is going as it should rather than trying to push things forward.
And it's like you're giving yourself your destiny, or you're giving yourself a future. The gift you give to yourself.
There are gifts for you here in, this approach. That's what the Lenormand is about. It's about joy, happiness, receiving something, and you will certainly feel more optimistic and, that there is hope for achieving your goals because you're making the bold move. You're not afraid to make the bold moves you need to make, and you're not afraid to set some boundaries for yourself so that you can keep your focus on the prize. Fortune favors the bold. Good luck with that. Oh. And don't be afraid of being unique out there, being different from other people. Zebra doesn't mind. Zebra relishes it.
I thought that was pretty nice. I like those cards. They're very colorful.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so Lena is up. And Lena wants a general reading for the next 3 months.
All right.
Already.
I'll repost the list in a minute.
I will use my Adrian Tarot.
You're welcome, Jackie.
Yes, you are welcome.
All right. Sonny, I have to have more room for this keyboard. I can move it up a little bit sometimes, but see, I need to scroll on my computer. All right. Okay, Lena is indeed up, and then we'll be Libra. But I'm going to propose this. Listen, Pesty, you get so much attention. So much. And hey, guys, I know some of you have heard the memes and stuff going out there about our administration tariffing an island with penguins that is only inhabited by penguins, but now they must pay a tariff. So I have Sunny's penguin toy out here. Sunny has been protecting the penguins, haven't you, Sunny? Sunny is standing up for penguins.
All right, so Lena wants a future about finances for the next 3
Okay.
months, or general reading? General reading, okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so our first card is the reversed 5 of coins. And then it's followed by the upright tower. I'm wondering if these are not going to be necessarily in the order that it appears.
Is that the 5 of coins and it's upright?
It's reversed.
It's reversed, that's what I thought.
So it sort of seems like, the tower should be first, maybe. But who knows, right?
I don't know.
And then finally, the upright 2 of wands.
Oh, I think it makes sense because it depends how you interpret that progression.
Okay.
The 5 of Pentacles is reversed, which is a good thing, Lena, in that, if you have been experiencing some difficult times or things might be tight, you really want more out of life, maybe some recovery can take place, maybe some ability to bring in a little bit more income can come in for you. And this is probably happening for you after maybe some unexpected expenses or crises have come up, and that's why now it's important that this might be happening for you. And I'm sorry, I forgot the last card already.
It's the 2 of wands.
Upright. So I think what this means is now that the crisis is over, you've been able to pick up the pieces or whatever and start to recover. You can look towards maybe conditions improving now. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, I'm going to take them card by card then, and
Okay.
I'm not, like I said, sure exactly if they're in synchronicity.
All right, well,
but
do
the
it the way
5 of Pentacles reversed, maybe this card says, Lena, that you're finally feeling like you're moving into a situation you feel more appreciated, or you're more welcome in. You
That's
feel
nice.
more secure in some ways, and it could be because things haven't felt incredibly secure prior to that. Now, the tower could indicate that maybe this is part of that situation. You've moved through some sort of, crisis or heady experience that made you realize you needed to adjust to that, either by understanding certain protocols you needed to observe, lessons to learn could be another way of looking at that. So it could be something, that just had more of a personal ramification too. I'm not so sure. I think it's possibly more related to your general overall outlook on life. But it does lead to the idea that establishing yourself once again, because no matter how you look at it, the tower can crumble, but the innate nature of this card says we almost always go back to rebuilding that, whether it's physically or otherwise. We try to re-employ ourselves in that situation. And so that could be that 2 of wands are saying that you are able to course correct, or you are able to re-achieve the balance you need, and then to move on for new goals.
I like that. I really do think that conditions are improving one way or another here for you financially. And interestingly enough, and Lenormand I pulled after I gave my reading, but I think it ties right in because I feel here that now that things look like they may be getting a little bit more on track for you, that some new beginnings might be available to you, or maybe some new beginnings are making that will make that possible for you, and you'll feel more comfortable, safe, and secure in exploring them now because maybe things are more, to your liking economically.
Right, with the Lenormand, it seems like maybe, to me, it could be moving from the tarot card saying the overall stability is bringing you back in a line with either restarting the projects or the situations, or something new is coming along. So at the end of this 3 months, the overall feeling is it's a cycle where you feel you need to refortify yourself or find those things that make you feel secure again, internalize or review what went wrong and maybe reestablish, better procedures or practices, and then move on again into, recovery and new projects. So that's what we have for you, Lena.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
What's he doing?
Sonny is so silly sometimes, I swear. All right, so I'm
And it's
posting the list.
Hey, Libra.
Hi, Libra.
And thank you for the earlier communication.
I did
too.
respond to it, so if you haven't checked that out, you can check that out.
Libra says, what's coming towards me?
All right. Well, you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'm going to use my Banned Books Tarot because we're using it for the cards for the collective this week. Now, I'm not going to relate everything to the stories on the cards, but these are all based on banned books. And when I do the collective readings for the collective, I am doing a little research on the books. I don't know all these books. There's so many. I mean, they got 78 of the banned books here, on cards. Some of them might be repeats, though. I don't know. But I do like this deck. It's colorful, too. So what's coming towards, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Am I reading? Or do you want to do
Yes, I think so.
All right, we're going to do reading. Oh no! So this is really bizarre. I shuffled these really good. And I got the same card we got for the collective today. The Seven of Pens upright. So what does that mean?
What's
or
coming
reversed.
towards you?
I'm sorry, it is reversed.
Yeah.
So what that means to me is that what's coming towards you is some truths coming out. Whether you are the one having to admit something or at least speak your truth so people understand clearly what's going on, or some truths are being revealed to you that you need to know. And I lean towards the latter, but I want to see the way the rest of the cards are going to go.
I really like that too. That's where I'm going with this too. It just feels like there's been a situation that maybe has had a certain amount of duress, and it may be that you figured out that not everything had come out, that maybe people were holding back. Not so much that they were keeping secrets, but maybe people thought they were protecting you or somebody else innocent, so they thought they were doing the right thing by holding it back, but it needed to come out. And I think that's what you're going to find out, is that either what it was or why they thought it was important to do that.
And by the way, pens are swords, and I kind of peeked. You have Penapalooza here. Which is interesting because look what else came up, Mr. O, the Ace of Pens.
Oh.
Which is
Tomorrow's card.
But the third card is different. So these just stayed together for whatever reason. So why is this important? Because I think here, this Ace of Swords is saying, because a successful outcome, whatever is going to come out of this situation, is going to hinge on how you respond to it. How you process it. If it's you distributing the truths, which now I'm thinking it's not, but if it is you who has to admit something or fess up to something, how you do it is going to be very important here and hinge on whether you're going to succeed or fail. So give this a lot of thought. The Ace of Swords speaks to a breakthrough moment. Maybe you realize this is a time to admit something, to say something, to speak your truth because it needs to be done. It needs to be said. Maybe that. Or if this is about other people, which I think it is, this could indicate to me that how you react is going to make or break the situation. This is saying, don't just respond, don't just react. Give this the due diligence and thought, and something is going to come to you, the right choice, the right move, the decision you need to make.
I guess I'll just, simplify and say that why it's important is because you realize that even if there are some flaws in the overall situation, you can fix it.
Okay.
You know, that's what that is. That pen there is going to fix the problem with the little cassette.
I like that.
We've all
Yeah, that's
been there.
cute.
And so this is saying it's not a problem that you can't figure out how to fix, whether it's bringing to light these situations or deciding how that really influences where you're going from here on.
And you know what? Maybe I will revisit my card for tomorrow. I already wrote it up, but it's interesting here. I just realized why it has that image. And it's because of the research I did on the card. The reason it has the image of the tape is the story is about somebody's taped maybe confessions or feelings about wrongs in her life. And I believe this may be a person who committed suicide. I don't know the whole story of the book. And so the people there are trying to, see what went wrong and trying to maybe come to terms with what went wrong here and trying to fix it in their own minds. I don't know. I think it's something like that, when you think about it, because the person did leave tapes, messages behind. So it's really fascinating the way they put this deck together. Sorry, had to say that.
Where will it ultimately lead?
Well, the good news is it good news? It's kind of a stalemate. It's the Two of Pens. It's the Two of Swords upright. And so what that means to me, Libra, is really the best thing to do here. That follows right with that Ace of Pens and what I said, that the best thing to do is to achieve, is to hold back and really think things through before you respond. Before you respond, whether you have to speak a truth or whether it's others speaking it to you, hold back a little bit and really give this a due diligence and thought to make sure you're making the move that is going to be in your best interests.
It's kind of another reminder of saying that something hasn't quite come out yet or something is not quite known yet. Even if you may know some of it through this process, there still may be something else. Just finally how you resolve it or process it. Knowing it but deciding what you can do with it or what you should do about it could be two different things. So that takes us to the Lenormand.
Yes, and what do you have?
And the first one is the Fox.
Uh-huh.
And the Crossroads.
And you're putting it right there. Look at that. Think about it.
Yeah.
The Crossroads is all about, like, which way should I go, right?
Yeah.
And with that Ace of Swords and that Two of Swords there, the way you should go is intellectualizing this, Intellectualizing this. Make sure you're certain your next move is going to serve you well. And Libra, this could... I know you talked lately about getting a job or the prospects for getting a job. You may want to consider that more. Maybe about work. It may be about something that you've wanted to work on. It may be about something that some expectations from, about others and what work you expected them to do. So, it could be something related to that. But also, I have to say, the Fox is also about mental stuff. It's about thinking smart, being smart, making smart moves and decisions. The three, the Lenormands, actually the four, those just go together so perfectly, right?
Well, another thing about the Fox is that it kind of has an idea of cleverness or of maybe things that, need possibly unconventional solutions. And, so to me, it kind of does harken a little bit to the reverse Seven of Swords, because it may be saying, like I said before, don't necessarily reveal everything, or that there still is more things to find out, and that you may have to just play a little bit of a clever game in order to understand more and work things out.
Wow. Well, good luck with whatever this is, Libra. It's interesting that this is coming out now when Mercury is about to go direct tomorrow, because...
That's probably why.
Yeah, that's probably why, because things now are finally, maybe things that have been hidden are now going to be coming to the surface, or people were holding back on stuff. It's now going to be coming out. It's all going to be coming out in the wash, so to speak.
It's like a soap opera.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Libra.
And we're on Dr. V, and Dr. V did leave a question, Mr.
Dr.
O.
V did leave a question, yes. what's coming to me in general in the next 3 months. Okay, so
All right.
general reading for next 3 months. Sounds good. I'm going to use my Tarot of Folklore, Universal Folk Tarot. I like this one.
Okay. Not sure which one I want to use next. I'll use that one next. What the heck? All right. Need these. Sunny is gone. I have room for a moment. A moment. All right.
He's up there, right behind me.
Oh, oh, he went up there. All right, he's in the cat tree.
All right, so Dr. Victor wants to know what's coming in general in the next 3 months.
All right.
And we have Temperance reversed. That's our first card. And then we have the Five of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Ten of Swords upright.
Oh, boy.
Well, it almost sounds,
Well, let's
like
get the Lenormand in this. I think
it's a bit heady.
I think we need it. Got one. Okay. All right. Here's the anchor.
The Anchor. And the Child. I'm going to go first since I turned them.
Yes, by all
And
means.
I have a strong feeling that this could be talking about world events, real-time big events that have effects on us individually. There's something really severely out of balance. That's Temperance reversed. The Five of Pentacles speaks to alienation. Whether it's you personally or other people feeling like you have less places of belonging or less avenues of movement allowable to you. And then the Ten of Swords sounds like, there is some sense of something bad happening, not like a physical death, but saying, somebody winning in a struggle that you were trying to win yourself. There's always the sense that life can go on after that something sort of feels it will go on. There's a ship or something in the background that looks like it's sailing or you could be moving towards. But in general, what these spotlight is like maybe some severe situations that are both alienating and unbalancing to you. And it may involve people who have personal grudges or just situations where you could be a form of collateral casualty.
So first card was the 5? No.
No, that's the middle one.
That's the middle. That's what I thought.
This is Temperance reversed.
That's right. Okay, so I don't know, Dr. V, if you're concerned or you may have concerns up and coming within these next 3 months related to your financial stability, or maybe you're worried about a downturn, whether you might get laid off, or maybe you're also just worried about finding something that would stabilize your life a little bit more, a new job, career. I know you've been looking for some stability thereof. And with the Temperance reversed, it's saying something seems to be out of balance right now. If you combine that Temperance reversed with the 5, I think it's definitely saying financially or, otherwise, just an inability to feel like you found a place that you truly belong at that can make you feel stable, safe, and secure. It's kind of what I'm feeling here with this kind of instability going on. The Ten of Swords may say wow, it's about 3 months ahead, so I have to say that there may be something that rocks your world in these next 3 months. But I think because the 10 is what it is, you will rebound from this. You should be able to rebound from this. But I would say to you this, it's going to be a little bit of a slow recovery. You have to take baby steps forward and to ensure that you can achieve the stability either you felt you once had or that you have been looking for. So I would say this, if it's about job hunting and finding something better for yourself in the next 3 months, it's going to take time, and that this time, the time right now is not favorable. It's not totally favorable here. It's saying that things are going to be scarce. Opportunities are going to be scarce, and considering what's going on in the world right now, I can see that starting to slowly happen. Thought it would take longer than 3 months, but boy, some of the rapidity of things that are going on is concerning to me. So I would just say here, you will recover, but it's going to take a little bit of time and effort to gain stability. You will find a place, but it may take longer than 3 months in order to do so.
Well, it's also worthwhile to mention that tens usually talk about an end of a cycle,
yes,
or sort of something finishing and then you're moving to another one. So this could be saying this is a process that ends in about 3 months' time. The idea that there's a particular kind of adversity that's going on in your life, whether it's caused by other actors or just situations, worldwide economic downturns could change life for a lot of us, taking us out of jobs or secure situations. So I sort of feel that, and I've already talked about that, but I just wanted to add that in about the 10 being the idea that maybe it'll break at that point or show signs of breaking. And I like what Banshee said, because I think the child is saying within this process, you have to slowly move towards security, towards anchoring yourself to what you have still or what you are able to hold on to, because it will provide some sense of stability for you in your life.
I would also say this, these are stressful times, and sometimes we put ourselves under a lot of stress due to the outside circumstances or just how we're responding to things. So be sure you're taking care of yourself during this time, Dr. V. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles can indicate a physical imbalance, and with the Temperance here reversed as well, you want to make sure you're doing right by yourself during difficult times or times that might be stressing you out a little bit. Do things to try to minimize that in your life, and
you may actually realize that, because I think that's why the child and the anchor are there, is that you're taking the time you need to restabilize yourself through that process. You will probably realize that. And we are, of course, hopeful that it's not going to be a major situation for you.
Well, I wish you luck with that. Good luck with that, Dr.
Victor.
V.
Thank you for coming today.
Siama is up.
Hi, Siama.
There we go. Hey, we are moving through this list.
Yeah, I know. Well, nobody knew it has shown up in a little while.
I know. Shocking.
Hey, I guess we're going to have an early dismissal.
Maybe.
Who knows?
All right.
So yours.
Oh, actually, they're yours.
Which come to me.
Do that. Uh-oh.
What happened? Oh, it was him jumping
Yep.
down.
Ready to probably pounce on
No,
us.
nothing crashed. No camera crashed. It was pretty loud.
He just is ready to dive bomb us again. Here he comes.
Here he is again. Hello, my boy.
Well, hi, Sonny. That was a short rest. I thought you were going to go to sleep. But no. Okay, so did Siama post a question? Was it general?
I don't remember. I think it might have been general. Let's take a look and see.
Sorry. Hi, Siama.
Yes, Siama wants a general. Hey, Siama. All right.
Hello. Let me shuffle here. Will you take my space? Hi there. Have you been waiting to get a hug? Aww. You're so sweet. You know you are. Aww. Little boy. Mooning the camera. All right. Okay, Siama. Oh, look at that. You have the Ten of Cups. That's really nice.
All right, so you start off with the Ten of Cups. Very nice.
And then you have the Mystical Hermit. And the Page of Cups reversed.
The Mountain.
What?
And the Key. So that could be corroborating, or it could be something separate. Ooh, that sounds nice, Kara. All right, so general reading. Ten of Cups may indicate that you're moving to a happy occasion. Maybe it's a greater understanding or realization of what's important to you in terms of family or community or a solid work team, or your brunch group or library book club group, or whatever it could be. You're moving towards a greater appreciation and understanding between each other, a sense of unconditional love and support. This could more likely be something that, pertains to how we look at ourselves in relationship to the greater world, i.e. a family or a very close bonded kind of group. Yet at the same time, we are also looking inwardly too. So we're sort of having our own kind of differing synergy here, where we're taking in the love and understanding with feeling between our relationships with people, but we're also understanding the deeper pinings of our soul, wanting to find out maybe what is the basis of that. Are we connected to people in past lives, or what is our cosmic role in the world? So we're just finding a sense of all of that. Then over here, the Page of Cups reversed. I'm almost drawing a blank here in a way, because to me, I guess it sort of says there's an idea that if you feel strongly this way, but you also see this happening for you, maybe that results in with you not knowing exactly how to balance this, that maybe you want somehow some of this to be totally integrated in your life. And maybe that's a question you're thinking about at this time, is how do I bring that mystical, personal, meditative part of myself into a fuller part of my physical, real life?
Hi, Shirley. I'll add you to the list. Whoops. And I do have to say this. While he was talking, I was throwing a lot of ideas around in my mind on my approach to this one, Siama, because it is kind of interesting. And what I feel from this combination of cards is that there may be some conflictual things going on here. Your need to be alone and pursue your own path to success or enlightenment, whatever it may be, versus, your emotional needs to be around friends or family, or maybe even to, someday establish, if you haven't already, a family for yourself. And so I feel there's a conflict kind of going on here with you right now. And it may be making you feel a little bit blue. It's possible, too, that maybe, you got some news from friends or family that kind of upset you a little bit and made you think, I should be spending more time with them. But I really need to work on, my own goals, visions, and dreams too. And so I think, you got to work through this. And I think that's the key, the mountains, why the mountains is here. It's a challenge right now, finding that happy medium for yourself. You might feel it's a struggle, how do you balance this all out? And I think that is the message right now. You need to seek that balance. You need to make time for those that are close to you, those that love you, or if it's really you wanting to have a personal life and, like a family, start a family, etc., finding ways that you can come to terms with and integrate your own personal goals and things with the responsibilities that would take.
Boy, that was really good. I mean, I think I was hedging around it, but I think that's it.
It took me some time to process it.
The page.
That's why when you jumped at it, I said, yeah, by all means go.
No, it is a lot about this dichotomy in your life, satisfying two or more different strains there. Hi, Ladybug.
Hi, Garima.
Hi, Garima. I see you there too. It is about satisfying maybe two or more different really strong, things in your life that you want balance or perspective on. So I think the key is realizing that none of that is resolved easy, that you really have to do that work, whatever that is. That's the sense of the mountains there, saying this doesn't come easy. You have to spend the time on the inner work. You have to spend the time on those connections you want to nurture. Good luck.
Good luck with that. Oops. What happened here? Hold on. I got a problem. Hold on. What? Oh, could you help me? Never mind, I got it. Don't know what's going on here. That is so weird. Oh, well, let me just post it. It's all right.
You don't seem to have Marita on the list. Were they here earlier, I thought?
No, they were not.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry, I was thinking of this
I'll get
morning in
Marita
the chat. All right, yes, we'll get you on the list. Everybody that came in the last few minutes, Garima, Ladybug, Love, and Marita.
Don't worry, I got you. Mm-hmm. I do. I'm trying to get it out there. Preeti is up.
All right.
Okay, let me get rid of this one then. Hold on. Because something went wrong here, and I want to see if it does it again. Nope, this one went fine. Okay. Very weird. Okay, there's the list. Okay.
Okay, and Preeti asked what's coming towards me.
Okay. Let's get the gnomes out here this next time. All right. Well, we are now at 13, so
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Actually, it might be 14 now, but I'm going to leave it at 13. I just thought, did I change the number for Marita? I may not have.
Okay, Preeti said, what's coming towards me? So, the first card is Justice Reversed. What's coming towards you? It could be your personal sense that something did not end the way you wanted and that you felt there was no justice for you. I think based on the image in the card, I think that's what I feel there, that this was a personal case of injustice you felt. I don't necessarily think it was legal, but it could have been. I think more likely it was maybe something misinformed or miscalculating between you and another party or situation where you felt you were going to get a satisfaction and you did not get it. That maybe actually you were very dissatisfied even.
Well, somebody or something may have treated you unfairly. I'm going to see how the cards play out on this too. It's one of those things again. So I am going to throw out one other option, the possibility that maybe right now you just think there's a little bit of imbalance in your life, you know, and I sometimes harken back to the Lightseer's Tarot version of justice. The Lightseer's Tarot version of justice, which, which seems to indicate to me that, you know, it could be internal between your light side and your shadow side, you know. There's something in conflict within that maybe needs to be addressed. But let's just see where the cards take us. Why is this important? Hi, Russ.
And it's the Hermit reversed. Why is it important? Because whatever this was that maybe had the sense of unfairness has challenged you to look at it differently. That maybe you were looking at this only from your point of view, and maybe now you realize it's something you have to consider another point of view, somebody else's, or another situation as it affects that. The Hermit reversed.
Okay.
Why it's important.
Why is it important? Because maybe this is really interesting to me. Whether it's the first scenario I laid out and Mr. O laid out, that it may be somebody, or some situation that's treating you not right or well, it could be important because maybe you have been avoiding addressing the situation. And actually, even if it's the other thing, there's an issue inside of you. There's some turbulence going on inside of you. It's something being out of balance. You've been avoiding addressing this. So it's starting to maybe build up into, something that you're no longer going to need to avoid. You can't run into a hermit's cave. You can't try to hide. Eventually, I always say to people, you can't just sit back sometimes. You have to address what is wrong.
Where will it lead? And it is the reversed Four of Cups. And so it's exactly as Banshee says, that some choice has to be made. Something has to be considered or embraced or understood in order to, move beyond this, or to understand what it was you weren't getting before.
Right. I think that new opportunities could await you if you are, and maybe I think sometimes what the Four of Cups says is that sometimes we don't realize that the answer to what is wrong is right in front of our noses. All we have to do is be more observant and pay attention. Pay attention to the signs and things around us. The traditional Four of Cups is somebody trying to hand the person sitting there like this a cup. In other words, they're trying to hand you the solution, but you're choosing to ignore it. If it's something inside of you, maybe it's true that you already know what must be done, but maybe you're avoiding it.
It kind of correlates with that Hermit reverse too. There's a sense of not really wanting to listen to your inner wisdom or something.
And it needs to be addressed. It just needs to be addressed. So I would say that, and if it is involving other people or circumstances, then you really need to take the time to pay attention to it, to focus on it, not get distracted, not try to avoid it, but focus on it and see what you need to learn from what you're seeing, so that because the answer is there. The answer of what you need to do to make things right for yourself is there.
All right, so let's see what the Lenormand tells us.
Well, guess what's back?
It's the stork.
I just love this. This really does make sense suddenly.
And it's the clouds.
With the light side facing the storks. And just remember what I told you. The new opportunities could come from you seeing the light and righting what is wrong here. And that's exactly what this is saying, because the light side is facing the card of new beginnings or new opportunities, which means achieving clarity, achieving understanding of what may be out of balance within you, or how to fix a situation where you feel you're not getting what you deserve. Figuring it out, how to respond to that will bring you success, will bring you a new beginning.
So it really just looks like, even when you look at, the other cards have contemplative qualities, and that's what I see going on here is, the clouds is about, the confusion that can happen. You need to contemplate what these possibilities or options can be, because there are opportunities, like Banshee says, that will take you towards something new, something better.
That's what we have for you.
All right, Preeti.
Yeah, Russ, I know you did. So, favorite day of the month, have a 7. Well, the good news is about tomorrow is that's the day Mercury's going direct. Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's my happy day.
Indeed. All right.
You got
Yep.
another good question for us today like that one, Russ?
That was a pretty interesting question. We had to admit.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit afterwards, too, that and
Yeah, we did.
some of the other questions that were a little bit more esoteric for us at this time. All right, so...
he's got something interesting there. Her cards show you the opposite of ours. Well, c'est la vie.
you know,
We know that.
tarot's a snapshot in time.
But not only that, sometimes we sync up with other readers according to what we've seen here. We know we're not going to sync up with everybody all the time. So my advice just is go with the one you feel your gut is telling you is the right decision. And hey, we don't take any shame in that, you know.
I will block you.
Spoken like a true Scorpio.
No, I won't. All right. So I don't know if we have Rahendra here.
Yeah, Rahendra, are you here? We want to thank you for subscribing.
Right, thank you.
And if you are here and you want to post a question or just want a general reading, now is the time to let us know, because otherwise we have to move on to our other readings. So let's take a moment to do some announcements.
Sure.
But you had something
But
to
I was
say?
going to say that if Rahendra doesn't get back to us right away, we could drop them in after the next reading, too. You know, it doesn't...
Okay. Yeah, well, let's give it a minute. We do have other shows.
Okay, I do. I'm going to talk about my Goth Tarot.
Yay.
And Goth Tarot's on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. I've been trying to give more emphasis on possibilities for shadow work. I usually start and end with affirmations from various oracles, such as the Shadow and Light Oracle or the Black Light Oracle. So check it out. I throw cards that have Gothic, dark themes and the idea of inspiration for the shadow work that we want to do. All right. How was that for taking up some time?
That was nice. So let's move past Rahendra for now. I'll tell you what, I'll put the name at the back of the list, but whenever they come in, we'll try to insert them. They're a new subscriber, and I want to be nice to new subscribers if they are hanging around with us. All right.
Well, the only competition we really want to do with tarot readers, Russ, is we know a person, they're not like us, they're more of a collector, they don't read a whole lot or they don't do it online, but they collect probably about as many as we do. And so we've actually thought about trying to have a tarot off where maybe we would have a Zoom meeting and they would say, I got this one. And then they would say, I got this one, you know, and just go back and forth and show off our tarot
I would have
cards.
to run around to so many places in the house where all these things are being housed at. My goal is to try to get them all into one place now, except I do keep a little stash of cards down here for, for our readings for the collective and every day on social media, and also my oracle cards, some of them, and tarot cards, of course, for the show. So, but just have them all on one thing, and then we could just span the camera across and say, here's what we've got.
I'm dizzy already.
Yeah, so...
So, Kara, do we have a question? Because we're going to move on to you, I guess, and
is it Kara?
see about
Yes, it is Kara.
Rahendra coming back later.
Yes, Kara, you are up.
Kara. Uh-oh, it's a dream.
Two guys fighting over you. Wow, hey, rose quartz.
Rose
Sounds
quartz,
like some love.
Well, or healing or something like that.
Yeah. Some happiness.
I mean, you know, it could be symbolic that there are two things coming to you. One will be more healing than the other. And so you need to be able to discern that. I'm not sure. What else could red rose quartz be?
Well, rose quartz is joy, happiness,
Okay.
also peace. You know, it's one of these stones that you use when you want peace and tranquility. Think of pink and just the softness of the color. I love rose quartz. It's one of my favorites. I don't wear it enough anymore, but I have a number of rose quartz things in the house and stones.
So wondering if this dream is a hint about something.
We shall see. Whatever it means. Let's see. I guess we'll do my reading.
I wonder what that
see.
symbol was.
It's the star upright. That's the start. So what is the dream about? The dream was a message, I think, from out there. You know, somebody, maybe even it's an ancestor. I mean, you know, they may be doing it in a way they feel you will get the message. You know, it doesn't mean that the ancestor's romantically involved with you, or somebody that was romantically involved with you, the person on the other side. But what it does mean is that, you know, they could be sending love your way. They could be sending, they could be letting you know that some joy is about to happen in your life. I think this is a real positive sign, you know, with the star here. And it also might be, too, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, whether it is about love and romance or just about achieving happiness in your life.
After a struggle, something is given to you, a gift or whatever, that suggests the course of healing and would lead you to a better place, a happier place, or that it somehow is destined that you need to go through this struggle in order to realize what the healing issues are.
Yeah, I forgot about the two guys fighting in this, but maybe that'll come up later for my reading. I'm not sure I want to address that yet.
So why is this important?
The King of Swords is upright. So why is this important? I don't know. I'm trying to think that one out.
Well, it's important that you realize, you know, that you have to get through this struggle to get to where the healing begins, I think, and that, you know, this may involve you seeing you have to be relentless, you know, brave enough to really plunge ahead. You know, there's a certain nobility about the King of Swords because he knows he has to do what's really the right thing to do. And so this could be saying that to some degree you could stand aside of that struggle and say, I'm not ready for that yet, but it's good to know about that. But this is probably saying, no, you can't stand aside for this struggle, because it is about, you know, your well-being. If it's not about your well-being, Kara, then maybe it's about your overall family unit situation, you know, that cohesiveness there.
Well, it is possible this is where the struggle between the two men come in. You know, with the King of Swords here, I have to say that maybe, you know, you are going to achieve the happiness and they don't want you to give up hope because, or you'll achieve love in your life because you've had to face challenges. You've had to face struggles, or you will be, and you will overcome them through making the right decisions for you, you know, and maybe because you have been doing what is right for you, that is why this joy or this happiness will be coming to you.
Well, you know, I was putting this into the context that maybe the rose quartz was symbolic of your own personal healing, but it could, in fact, be about, you know, a romantic connection happening or a heart bonding connection happening. And so this could be saying that it is also important for you, you know, to be brave and to move with that energy when it comes to you and to realize you are capable of this destiny. You know, you just have to be more of a proponent for it. Like maybe you have to be the one that wears the pants in the relationship.
You know, and even though you're being a little bit goofy there, Russ, I do feel that there is something to be said for what you said there about maybe you visited another time stream. I can't rule that out. Dreams are very... Dreams are very expansive, and to me, they could be prediction dreams. Maybe you are actually traveling somewhere in dreams. Maybe you're getting a premonition dream because you are seeing the future. You are going off into the future in some way. And so, I can't rule that out either, but I'm going to stick with what we've got here. And I'm looking at where this is heading, and this is very interesting. You got all upright, really positive cards here, Kara. So this dream was very positive for you.
It's the Ace of Pentacles.
It's the Ace of Pentacles upright. I think this is leading to something that will grow for you. Could it be a new romance? Yes. Yes, it could. Could it be just something new in your life that's going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness? Maybe some peace and tranquility, just feeling comfortable? Yes, it could be that as well. What did you do?
The Sith. The Heart.
Jaw drops down
Jaw
low.
drops.
How did you do that?
That's your deck. What deck is it, Jackie wants to know?
Oh, this is called the Mystic Gnome Tarot, and I actually got this through Kickstarter. So I don't know if it's still available out there. It's possible it's being sold on Etsy.
So, Kara, you just said that these people that were fighting were known to you, or that they looked like somebody that was known to you? But over here with the Sith and the Heart, that Sith could be pointing towards it, but it's actually maybe pointing just down. But it still is a cautionary tale that is saying your heart is vulnerable to being, rent. I'm not saying it's going to happen. So if this is about maybe something romantic or heartwarming happening, you still have to be maybe a little bit, that's why the King of Swords there, in defense of that to some degree. And the Ace of Pentacles is always about, sort of something secure happening. So if everything looks reasonably secure, then you may not have anything to worry about. But I think you should always have a sense of being protective of your boundaries, of your heart, your space like that.
Well, I 100% agree with that last statement, is that you do need to protect your heart from pain. But if you are overly protective, you may not be open to receiving this new growth that's coming. So there's one thing about protection and another thing about being overly protective. Sometimes we have to remain vulnerable to cuts in order to, achieve what we desire. But that being said, I'm really having like a real disconnect here going on. I almost feel that the Lenormand might be talking about either the present or the past, and that the rest of the cards are talking about where things are heading. That the dream might be indicating, with the two men struggling, think about what that might signify for you from your past, Kara. Did you have two men in your life, and there may have been, some issues between the two of them? Not necessarily that they were fighting each other, but, that this idea of struggle, you had struggles in these relationships from the past. And so, I'm kind of wondering here if all of this is leading up to, you making better decisions for yourself now and new growth being possible. That as long as you just don't let, what has happened to you in the past hold you back from opening your heart to something new in the future.
Ultimately, the reading is balanced by these two positive cards of good things happening or the portent of good things happening. So I think this is just, the dream means, pay attention to what's going on around you, that there may be these situations coming up, and that, you just need to make clear, honest, rational decisions, maybe not overly emotional.
Yeah, it's just such an odd, interesting reading. And I think here that, whether it's love or whether it's something else in your life, you're in a position now to start something growthful. And the dream indicated that. The dream indicated that something is being handed to you out of love. Okay? And I think, That's important here, that maybe the universe is saying it's your time. Your time is coming for some joy and some happiness. Be willing to receive it. Don't cut off your heart from receiving it. So I wish you luck with that.
All right. And hi, Mysterious Queen.
Well, we might be able to get you a Mysterious Queen. Let me look at the list.
I think we should probably close the list.
After Mysterious.
We did that last time. You showed up, and I think we closed the list.
Yeah, because we're at 16 now, and we're getting kind of
right, because we have
here.
less than an hour. So clearly we should probably do that, but we will add you. Thank you for asking. And you're welcome too, Kara. Thank you.
Interesting dream, Kara.
That was. You do not disappoint.
And the reason, Russ, that I thought your statement had value is because when I think of the stars, I do think of alternate realities, just the expanse of the universe and the potential for multiverses and things like that. So, I mean, that thought entered my mind a little bit. I could see why you went there,
Thank you, Mysterious.
And you may have your own idea of what dreams entail, but so do I, from where my family, and our dreams meant to us. So.
All right, so Christine is up, and
Yep.
Christine wants to know, general question, what does Spirit want them to know? All right, so I'm going to use my Spheres of Heaven Tarot. It's one of my newer decks.
Okay, what Spirit wants her to know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody on the list will get a reading. I'm pasting or pinning that to the top of the chat. Yeah, I do like this deck, Jackie. I liked it when I first saw it. I like they have upright and reversed keywords on the cards. Not that I really use them a lot, but I like that. And they're very bright and colorful. It's a cute deck. It really is. Charming. I think I would call it charming.
Whimsical.
Whimsical, okay.
I would call it whimsical.
Okay.
What does Spirit want Christine to know?
Oh, I have that booklet in here still? I took the deck out. I should remove that.
All right, so what does Spirit want you to know? The first card is the Two of Swords reversed. The Spirit may want you to know that maybe you have kind of processed the situation a lot, and maybe it's time for you to stop thinking about some of the factors and maybe consider the action moving forward. That this may be actually the time to complete that decision or move forward into that process of that decision.
Well, as Mr. O said, that is interesting too that it's coming up now, because now that Mercury is going direct, it is time to make moves, choices, or decisions and not just think about them anymore. So, and also if you've had to hold back in doing something for whatever reasons, like for example, I know you suffered an injury and that's affected your martial arts training, that, the time for movement is coming, for maybe getting back into the swing of things.
So why is this important then? And it's the upright Four of Pentacles. So,
well, the upright Four of Pentacles could indicate to me that you've been, why it's important is because maybe you've been holding on. You've been holding out, or you've been holding on, not wanting to make this move. So now I think the universe is telling you that the time is right. And so, of course, if it was because of your injury, it's because you had to, right? You had to hold back, and you had to do what was most important for yourself, protecting your physical self. But I think, this could be about other things too. I don't want to just harp on that, but I'm just seeing some correlations there as well. So whatever this is, whatever this move, choice, or decision is you have to make, you've been holding on to this for a little while now, and maybe I think the universe is telling you it's time to get moving on this.
And I think that the idea there too is it's important to realize that maybe there are things here that need to be conserved. Maybe it's energy or maybe it's certain resources need to be conserved. And maybe that's what the question you were thinking about meant, that, can you move forward on this, but beforehand you thought you needed to maybe wait until things were more balanced or something like that. So that principle may still actually be there, that even moving forward, you still may have to be aware of the elements that need protection or conservative ownership of in some way. All right, so then the final part is, where will this lead to? And it's the reversed Five of Swords. Oh. I don't like that.
Well, you're walking away from something. Maybe that's the move, choice, or decision. Is that you're walking away from things that bring conflict or conflict of interest even in your life. You're moving more forcefully towards healthier things, healthier relationships, healthier business, careers, healthier things for you, things that don't bring you down, things that support your growth.
Hi, Victoria.
Oh, we closed the list. Sorry, Vicky.
No, they seem to understand, but appreciate seeing you there. Hey.
Hey, good to see you. No mice, bye. We haven't had them yet, but now that you came in.
Yeah, you never know.
Right.
So, Christine, it's sort of interesting.
I immediately look.
Spirit realizes that maybe there's something was important for you to process in a certain way, and that it really had you feeling like you still needed to be cautious about where you're going with it. But it may be that you might have to accept some terms of what this is about that you don't necessarily appreciate and move on. And maybe the best answer for you is to move on from that.
I'm going to try to put this all together again after the Lenormand, but here it is.
All right.
Look who's back.
The stork.
And I don't know, this is really bizarre. And look who's back again. This is the third time in a row?
Yeah, they're not curved towards the stork, so I think that's good.
Well, once you cut away, this is what I think too, once you cut away at whatever's been holding you back from making this move, choice, or decision, you will move on to new, better things. I think that's what it's saying here, since the cut is not, I think the cut is actually, am I right about this, Mr. O? Moving towards that Five of Swords.
In a way it is.
In a way it is.
Sure.
And so that's what I'm saying. Once you cut away from the things in your life that are either unhealthy, not worth your time and energy, disruptive, conflictual, you will move on to better opportunities and things coming your way.
It really seems to be about deciding a lot of things that maybe you need to remove from your life or you need to reorder in certain ways.
So let me recap this just a little bit. With the first card, what was that again?
The Two of Swords reversed?
Yes, the Two of Swords reversed. You've been holding back on making a move, choice, or decision. And I'm combining it with that 4 because that was important to me here. Maybe you felt value in just holding where you were at. But now is the time to do what you have to do, to eliminate things that are unhealthy or not serving your best purposes, the people, the things in your life, maybe a job that is going nowhere, whatever it is, it's time to let it go. And, once you cut away at those things, new opportunities for growth will surface.
That 5 is a real toxic load there.
Yeah.
All right, well, good
All
luck.
right, well, I hope that made sense. Good luck with that.
And we'll move on.
Yeah, we are on Shirley.
Hey, Shirley.
All right, there we are.
What is the person in my mind's current feelings towards me and next actions towards me this month?
All right. Well, it's the Queen of Mushrooms or the Queen of Pentacles upright. Ooh. It's the Chariot upright. Holy moly. It's the Four of Wands upright.
Okay, well, the letter and the whip.
I'm going to assume this is about maybe a romantic interest, Shirley. If it's not, let me know at some point here. But
It sure looks like it.
It sure looks like it, and it looks amazingly positive. So I don't like to get people's hopes up through the roof. But let me just tell you what I see here. I feel like, they have good intentions towards you. They apparently care about you a lot. Sometimes I could look at that Queen of Swords as the way they are viewing you, but I really think right now this is their intentions towards you are to be kind, to be nice, to be a true loyal friend. I feel here that they want to support you in some way, and they have a lot of positive feelings for you. So much so that this could be moving towards a more solidified relationship with you. Now I'm just throwing the other two cards into the equation together here, because the Chariot is about movement, positive growth and movement. And so I feel here, they feel pretty confident about moving towards something more growthful with you, more permanent, establishing a foundation either for a friendship or something more, something that sometimes that card could lead to marriage.
So, wow.
Sometimes.
Yeah, this is a really good reading here, and it really does seem to indicate that
Dr. V, we read for you already. It's back there a ways, so
yeah, you were the fourth person, I think, fourth or fifth.
I don't know.
Anyways, it's a little bit back there. And thanks, Paisley and Christine. This is a really good reading here. I feel like this person, Shirley, is thinking about you a lot, is thinking about how they are moving towards you, is probably getting ready to quickly show something more physical, a communication. I think the whip and the letters say they really want to communicate soon with you. So I can't disagree with what she said. I'm not sure what else I can add
I
there.
think they might communicate in short order. But what does that mean? I wonder here if it'll be by the end of this month, because you asked about this month, and this month is almost it's not half over yet. It's only the 6th. So I think it will happen sometime this month.
These two cards both represent nearly the same thing. The Queen of Pentacles really wants to take care of somebody or something, beautifies a home, beautifies the environment. This is kind of the same thing, but maybe with a more emotional feel, even if that's possible.
So, it could be just picking. I don't want to get your hopes up too high because sometimes, the cards may pick up people who may be thinking fondly of you at the moment, but will they follow through with all of this? I don't know. But I have a feeling that right now they're having really good thoughts about you and an intention of maybe wanting to have something a little bit stronger going on with you. So I hope this works out. And if this wasn't, I don't know that you answered me, but if this wasn't about romance, then it's definitely about somebody who has good feelings of wanting to establish something with you, whether it's business or personal. So
Good luck
with
either
that.
way.
Yeah, good luck.
And thanks for saying hi, Paisley. I know you just dropped in to say hi, but I really appreciated that. Thank you.
It's always nice to see people drop in. We appreciate it.
I had almost forgot about what you were saying, Christine. I was thinking about the physical therapy stuff, but yeah, that ID theft thing, it could be about that, just sort of moving away from it finally.
It could be. It could very well be.
Good luck.
Good luck with whatever it is.
And hope you find that well too, Dr. Victor.
All right, we are on Garima.
Hi, Garima.
Your deck.
Alrighty, let's see. What do I want? I think I'll take that one.
What other deck haven't I used that one yet? I don't think I did. I'll use it now. Is there a question? I think
I'm
probably.
looking.
All right. Absolutely, Christine. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, we always like to know. You know that. Garima, if you're here, we need your question. If you're not here and you don't respond soon, we may not be able to give you a reading today because we're kind of loaded here. So we'll just give you a moment. I'm going to quickly talk about the schedule. We are back on Thursday, 7 to 9. That's a good night when we're not very busy. We had really interesting questions this last time. Russ and everybody asked really cool questions, so that was kind of neat. Happy Hour will be on later this next Saturday. It's going to be at 4 p.m. instead of its normal morning 10 a.m. slot. So do note that. And
so more like a real happy hour. Maybe I'll have a margarita or something.
Okay, Garima, last call. And we're sorry. We're going to have to move on to Ladybug Love. Hi, Ladybug.
Hey, Ladybug. General, you got it.
General already. And I'm going to use my Dark
Are
Angels. I guess I'm not.
Did I use the catacorn last time?
I don't remember what you did. And
Maybe it was my deck. Go ahead.
I don't remember.
I think it was. I'm sorry, I just jumped the gun.
No,
I'm
maybe I
positive.
used mine. The Spheres of Heaven, didn't I? It had those swords in it. It was mine. This one.
What's on top? You're right. You.
I know this is so vitally important to you, so go ahead.
For some reason, I thought I had pulled the Lenormand. Why? But I did not. That was you.
Oh, please.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, we have the King of Wands upright. Nice. I love these cards.
Yeah, these are nice.
The Eight of Wands, upright. Wow, everything upright. This is awesome. But what is this one? Oh, of course I can tell. It's the Three of Pentacles, upright. I mean, it's not like they don't have enough clues on the cards. I'm just being silly. Okay.
It's the clouds and the snake. So that's not very nice.
No, that's not. But let's see what we've got here, because you've got some awfully good cards.
Yeah, you do.
For the three cards here. The King of Wands just indicates that, you can handle whatever comes your way. You're in a good position right now to make the right moves. And I think here that this king shows a lot of courage and strength of character to move forward with whatever it is you desire in the weeks, in the week or weeks ahead. If this is a general, I think here that, you can call upon your inner strength to get you through whatever you're facing. And I think what you are facing, though, is pretty positive overall. There's a little bit of a thing there we'll get with the Lenormand, but the Eight of Wands is indicating you have a lot of energy. You're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of drive. There's going to be a lot of things, a lot of moving things, moving parts around you in the weeks ahead. You're going to be busy. You're going to be busy, but it's good busy. And I feel here, so if it's about connecting with others, you're going to make connections. You're going to talk to people, meet people, or work with people you need to get things done. I'll stop there.
It looks like, I look at them and I immediately got a Gestalt idea, like it's a fast track project or situation, that you'll have a major influence on, or you'll guide in certain ways. And so it feels like it's something that just sort of comes up. It may be work related. It may just be something else that you're involved in. There may be a number of people, or maybe it's just going to be other kinds of sources you have to pull together or line yourself with. But it seems like it's fast track. Like this is like, okay, we can do this. We need to get it done right away. And you're kind of steering at, or you're adding your sense of confidence and charm to this project, like that maybe it involves, convincing other people to work together, or maybe it involves just sort of putting out a really good image.
I'm going to go a little bit broad with the Three of Wands here, or I'm sorry, Pentacles here, by saying that the environment right now is supportive for whatever you're trying to accomplish or do. So if you're trying to meet new people, let's say find a relationship or whatever, the environment is supportive of that. People are out there, that, could be a good match for you. If this is about business or something else, there seems to be a lot of support for you right now. And, that's despite what I'm going to say about the Lenormand in a minute.
Right, the Lenormand kind of differs here. I almost want you to go first.
Well, okay, that's fine. Throw me under the bus, but it's good.
Well, you're just better at it.
I am better at the Lenormand. I understand it a little bit more, but hey, I feel like with all of these tools, I am constantly learning. And so, the snake is facing the dark clouds here. What I do want to say is, just be careful, though. Even though you have a lot of support surrounding you right now, Ladybug Love, not everybody is always your friend. And I feel here with the dark clouds and the snake, it indicates to me that there may be somebody who is really good at covering up the fact that they may not like you. They may not like what you're doing. They may have, plans to try to undermine that in some way. And so just realize that not everybody, and maybe you know who this is already, it's not always supportive of what you want to do. And so just kind of just keep an eye out for, anybody or any situation that may crop up that might try to sabotage your progress.
With both the Wands and the Pentacle card, It is kind of interesting to consider that this may be more career or employment related situation. And I sort of feel like, I don't know if you've ever heard this term before, Ladybug, the antagonist in the church. It's a manual about how people sort of gain your confidence in an organization, whatever, and then they undermine you or the organization. And so I sort of feel like the snake and the clouds could represent the possibility of a scenario like what Banshee says is somebody is there maybe under false pretenses or is not being totally honest about what it is they may be really trying to do, subvert your reputation. Because look at that, you have this King of Wands. People are looking at you like you're the one that should be leading the parade there. Maybe somebody else may try to interfere with that. I don't know how successful they'll be, but I think you should be warned about it.
I would caveat this only by saying that it could still be relationships, because the snake is about jealousy a lot of times. People who have issues because they're jealous, whether they're jealous of your success in business or romance. So there is jealousy could rear its ugly head. That's a possibility as well. So that's it. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Ladybug. And let us know, of course.
And we are on Marita.
And Marita, we definitely want to know about yours, because it's about your ongoing job situation.
Oh, here it is. I have got a job offer with the agency and submitted an application for job placement with NHS. Do I have to go for this one or wait by the end of the month for the other job? I'm a bit confused because I don't want to look bad. Well, let me just give you some personal advice here, Marita. You could take one off. I know sometimes people feel bad about this, but you have to do what's right for you. And so we're going to look at both of these and see what we get. But I want you to consider this. You can always take the offer for that job. You can do this. And if the NHS one comes through later, you can consider that one too. Why not? Because you know how hard it was for you to get this far, right? So why not? Don't discount the other opportunity either. Number one, if you decide you're happy with this first job and you apply at the other one, you get interviewed and they want you, you may decide to stay where you are. And there's no problem with you saying no to the NHS. Conversely, if you start on this job and the other one comes through for you and you like it more, don't feel bad about leaving the other job. This is just something that employers have to deal with. This happens a lot, and you have to look out for your own growth and where you feel the best opportunities lie for you. That's my advice before we look at this.
I agree, Marita. Be professional when these things happen. Make sure you leave a nice letter saying, I'm really sorry, but I am leaving this, or however that works. I just want to tell you that I went through 3 jobs in about 5 weeks, moving from the fourth job that I did not like. And each one was like, okay, there's something better about this, but then all of a sudden there was something not so better, and then the next opportunity came along. This was about 40 years ago, when it was a particularly bad time in the economy too, midway through the 80s.
So what we're going to do for you is we're going to do the job that you've got the offer from first, 2 cards in Lenormand, and then the job that you submitted for the NHS. We'll see.
Right, a 2 and 2. All right.
It's a tough world out there, not just for the people running businesses or looking for employees, but for employees as well. And we got to do what's right for, ourselves. Hey, congratulations on things opening up for you.
Congratulations, we're
I
happy
thought
for you.
one of our readings recently did say that things were going to start opening up. And so I hope that's true. I hope it works out for you.
All right, so on the right is the NHHS. On the left is the one that was just offered.
And you know I like to handle each one separately, so let's go with the one that you got the offer for first. What are those cards, please?
The Ten of Swords and Justice reversed.
I don't get it, but okay. Here.
The Stork shows up there, as well as the Lady, which could be you or could be somebody else. Could be an Inquirer type.
Wow, there's some really tough cards there.
Yeah, those are brutal.
The Ten of Swords and Justice reversed. I wonder here if you're just going to feel unsatisfied here, that you just don't feel like either you're going to be treated fairly, or that the company maybe is backing down on some of their promises. It's really odd here. And so when I look at the Lenormand, what was that? Oh, it looks like you may be looking for a way out, at some point. You may be looking for another opportunity. Now, does that mean you shouldn't take this job? I think you should probably take it. Now, when I say this, though, if this is causing you to make a major move in your life, like you have to move out of the country or move from where you live in order to be able to work here, well, then maybe you ought to think twice about what the ramifications might be if you really think you have a chance with the NHS job. But if it's not going to involve a major change in your life, then I would say to go for it and see how it turns out. But this does look kind of scary.
Yes, the first consideration, the one that you apparently have this actual offer in, does have some troubling cards here. The Ten of Swords does look like there's a defeat happening with maybe an aftermath that helps you move on, but still you feel that sting of some sort of betrayal or bad thing that you didn't really expect. And Justice reversed also has that sense of unexpected something bad happening. So it does feel like maybe something happens in the context of that job that you did not expect, and it's either a condition or situation that they didn't fully brief you on, or that they maybe in fact hid on you because there's that sense of betrayal there. Somehow, though, you see an opportunity there. That's the Lenormand, that maybe there is an opportunity for something new, and so that may suggest you have to really dig into the overall perspectives to decide, will you deal with this or won't you?
Are you just saying that because the two cards on the other side are all reversed too?
I haven't looked at them at all yet.
Oh, what are they?
One is the Four of Cups reversed.
Okay.
And the other is the Eight of Wands reversed.
Okay.
The Lily, did you already look at that?
Nope.
Okay. And the Mice.
Darn it, Victoria jinxed us.
Well,
there are the mice.
With NHHS, the Four of Cups reversed may be saying that it would be offered to you, or that somehow this is a choice that could happen.
I'm almost looking at this the opposite, which is kind of funny. I'm almost wondering here if they could, the offer could be denied, or that they won't come through. And it's basically because of this combination of cards, the Four of Cups and what was that?
That's the Eight of Wands reversed.
The Eight of Wands reversed. It's almost as if you might expend your time and energy on going for this job and it may not pan out. Or if it does pan out and they offer it to you, which I can't deny what Mr. O's saying here, that's another possibility. There could be long-term stress related to this job. It will challenge you in some ways. But the stress maybe little things, Marita. It may just take you time to acclimate there. And I have to tell you that between the two jobs, it almost seems like the NHS might be a little bit of the better one. But I have a feeling here that it will take a little bit more out of you. It'll be more challenging. It will be a little bit more stressful at times. But it's not something you can't handle. I just think that this job will really require more out of you than maybe this one would.
I think that's especially notable by the lily preceding the mice, that maybe this is saying that you're moving through a number of minor anxieties or difficulties in this process. They aren't things that just say, no, I'm done with it, but they're annoying enough to where they almost become too much of complacency in you in a way.
Well, and so what does this say? Because it looks like, oh my gosh, both choices may not be good for me. Maybe, maybe not. I think here what this is saying is that each job has pluses and minuses to them. I like what Mr. O said on this job with the Lenormand, and I didn't really think about that. But maybe you do sense that there might be some opportunities once you get there for some growth and advancement down the way. Or it could be that you feel that putting up with what you're putting up with there might be worth the experience you're getting from this job so that you could move on to something else later. So they both have their trade-offs. And so no job is perfect. So you really are going to have to decide what's right for you. And my personal feeling is you've got something that is lined up for here. You should probably take it if you really need a job. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't put in an application for that one too.
Or that if you have an interview and an offer is extended, that you shouldn't seriously consider that.
By that time, you might be working at this place or learning stuff about the place, and maybe you'll decide, yeah, if this offer comes through for me, I'm going to take it. So that's what we see today. I wish I had better cards for you, but we don't. So, good luck with that. And we are on Russ.
Hey, Russ.
Oh, I gotta plug my computer in now.
The all-American 3 or 5-dimensional dude. It does seem like it, but it does seem too like there's a sense with that first job that you may have some prickly people around you. That's that 10 of swords there. Like that there may be people who are a little bit antagonistic towards you. And the best thing would be being able to kind of realize, because it's justice reversed there, is that there is an unfairness maybe there, but you may be able to hold your own because there are some opportunities that seem to be there for you, or opportunities of learning or growth of some sort. I know that's not the greatest answer.
Well, I think you could handle the first one, but I feel here that maybe there is, I can't rule out that maybe it's just the environment. There may be some people that are a little bit difficult to work with that could be causing problems. But I get the feeling you might be able to handle it. It's just that, do you want to deal with the people there? Maybe you just feel something is wrong with the environment. And also, it could be the company, it could be the business itself, that maybe some things that were promised to you or were agreed upon may not turn out as expected. And so that may make you feel a little disappointed. So I think it's other things other than your performance that would be playing a factor here.
Good luck. Oh, Russ, what a question. You're welcome. I don't know. And of course, you have a mix of mostly musicians, and then you throw in Kobe Bryant. Is that a musician, or is that the...
He's basketball.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Which, that death was really tragic.
Well, that's going to be probably an interesting question.
I guess we'll try it and we'll see. Let's
It's your
see.
deck.
But is that more of a yes/no kind of question? Let's do 3 cards anyway.
It is.
Oh, thanks. It's my deck for this one. Let's see what we got for Russ.
Good luck, Marita. And certainly let us know when you can what you think is going on.
Yeah, let's use this one. I think I used it already, but somehow I want to use it again. All right.
Wow, you even picked Karen Carpenter. We've only just begun.
Is that the latest conspiracy theory out there or something? There's so many. I can't keep track. But it is interesting. That's an awful lot of people in witness protection programs.
I know this is going to sound really kind of mean, but I just sort of think all those people are old, and all of the young people don't care about them anymore.
Yeah,
Only
but what
us
does that
old
have to
folks.
do with why they might be in a witness protection program?
Nothing, because there's no reason for them to be in there. Who are they being protected from?
I am keeping an open mind.
Okay, but who are they being protected from?
I don't know.
All right.
The mob. Maybe the mob.
The mob.
Maybe the,
You're welcome, Marita. We wish you good luck.
maybe the shadow government that everybody keeps talking about.
Who knows the shadow knows?
Well, the Two of Cups is reversed. For what it's worth, we'll look at that in a minute. The Tower is upright. Interesting cards here. These are all not good cards.
Okay, I'm getting a psychic impression here, Russ. Do you want to hear it?
Uh-oh.
What is this? Well, it's another reverse, too. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say, but let's do those Lenormand.
Good luck, Clover. And the birds. The birds. So am I going first then? Well,
Go ahead.
are the majority of these in a witness protection program? 2 of Cups reversed, 2 of Wands reversed. Well, I don't know, but maybe one of them is. I don't.
No. So what is that card there?
It's the 2 of Cups.
Yes, the Two of
Reversed.
Cups reversed. Well, I do think that they had to cut ties with something, and it could be the planet, They are separated now from loved ones. They are separated from... So that is a given. But that could be a given if they were dead, right? So, which is what I think they are, at least from my reckoning of these cards here. Because when I look at the next one, which is the tower, the Tower upright, a crisis occurred. And oftentimes you can pick up the pieces and move on, but what does that mean when somebody is passed on? For example, like I'm thinking the crisis was their deaths. That's the way I'm feeling about the way these cards laid, so that's the way I'm going to say it. And yeah, maybe I could be biased. You might look at this a different way. But I would say this, that a crisis occurred and they passed on. Karen Carpenter, for example, was anorexic, and so, it finally caught up with her. It came to a crisis point. And, she had to learn a tough lesson there, maybe that has processed in her afterlife or where she's now moved on to. And with the final card is the
2 of Wands.
The Two of Wands. Again, I almost feel like they are, they had moved on from this state, and on to something else. I don't know if all of them have transitioned to new lives, but I'm getting the distinct feeling a number of them may have already, whether it's on this planet or elsewhere. I do think that they have moved on. And I also think with the birds, and, I'm going to think about the Lenormand a little bit before I say what I was about to say. I'm going to see where Mr. O goes with this.
I don't know. I'm going to have to just hedge with you because it's hard for me to be objective with this question. I'll just have to be honest. I don't feel any of them on my rational level could that be. But does Spirit feel that? Do the cards feel that? I liked what you said about this. There is an idea here that something happened, but I don't necessarily think, I mean, maybe they decided they needed to do their own cosmic witness protection program.
Well,
and karma said it's time for you to check out to protect yourself that way.
Well, I'll tell you what, Russ. I really think if I went with the other way, that they are still here, I would have to say it's not a witness protection program, but it is some kind of protection. You know, a lot of people thought that Elvis is still alive because he just wanted to live a normal life, right? And one could argue that with Michael Jackson or anybody else. But, you know, the thing is that if I had to go that route, I would say that they're on to their new adventure now of living a normal life. It's nothing nefarious. I don't feel anything nefarious about these cards, even though they're negative. There's just nothing here to me that indicates that somebody pulled them away or they were being threatened and they had to be pulled away. Kobe Bryant wasn't he like in a major successful phase of his life in a way? I can't see why he would pull himself out of that. But you know, all these people were.
My tarot didn't show that.
Well, the other thing
Wouldn't
is...
Elvis be like about 100 years old?
Yeah, I would think. So really, they wouldn't be in witness protection now, some of them. Some of these older members are probably there now. And I think with the birds and luck, it's kind of saying to me that, you know, the clover card can be about synchronicities as well. And I think here that, you know, maybe some people in communications are trying to put a lot of things together and make them seem synchronous. And so maybe some of that is going on here, that there is some kind of synchronicity trying to be established through people communicating. The crows, it could be gossip, it could be just maybe, you know, that. But I don't feel there's anything nefarious that's going on here.
I would have to agree.
Yeah. And that's the best I could do. I'm going to leave it a little open-ended, but I'm truly believing what I said the first time, that they are on the other side. Their crisis has occurred, and they had to, you know, accept the consequences of that, or not, and they've moved on to, you know, to whether they're addressing this karma or other things, you know, going forward. They have moved on to new adventures now, and that's basically what the Two of Wands is in the real world. Trying something new, getting outside your comfort zone, bypassing boundaries and moving on. They have transited, and they have, for the most part, I think a lot of them have moved on. So that's what we've got. Good luck with that. Check that out with another psychic out there.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Jackie. He would be...
Hey, people love Jimmy Carter. I mean, to me, look at Jimmy Carter and how he has outlived many expectations. Those cancers he had, they are pretty difficult to deal with. Of course, when you have money and you have the right care and you take care of yourself, you know, lots of good things can happen. But, you know, I'm just saying, so some of these people could be living to a ripe old age, but I'm not getting that feel from these cards, so...
Well, let's move on then, because we are literally at our closing time.
Well, I don't believe Rahendra's here,
Queen,
which would be just leaving Mr. O. Mysterious Queen, so we don't have far to go. Mm-hmm. But Rahendra, if you are here, this is the time if you wanted a question from us. We'd be happy to do it for you, but we're going to move on pretty quickly if we don't get a response that you'd like a question. All right. Russ, you always entertain us with your questions. We do try. But some of them are a bit of a reach at times. And I wasn't going to throw a card for each of those individuals. to see who might be here in protective custody and who might not.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting.
Okay.
So, what was Mysterious Queen's question? I don't remember.
I don't know if they posted one.
All
But
right,
I am
let
going
me
to
look for
update
that.
the list. And Mysterious Queen, if you are here,
I thought they did post one. May I know, please, will my person come out from his toxic marriage in this year? As we both are in no contact and I feel hesitant, I read this before, to ask him directly. I trust your reading a lot, thank you. Your reading resonates a lot. I do highly appreciate your energy. Thank you, Mysterious Queen.
thank you so much. It is your deck.
Is it?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I think I just put back one. Yeah, I used the one for Russ.
Which one did you use? Oh, that's right. Okay. Very
He's
good.
always questioning me. Why do I put up
Because
with
you're
this?
always questioning.
Why?
I think I get a lot more questioning from you, dear.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's so like you to think that, Scorpio.
Alrighty. You will be reminded each and every time.
Oh, I have no doubt of that.
She just forgets. They all forget.
Do you believe Tesla is alive? No, actually I wouldn't. I'm hoping it's going down the swamp. Thank you. But,
I think they mean the person Tesla.
oh, Nikola Tesla. Whoops. Whoops. And here I'm getting to political. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, Russ. You know, some people who are of genius mindset, maybe they are. Maybe they have found a way to breach this. And I can't confirm or deny that one.
All right. So if we have to, we'll ask a yes or no question too. But I'm just going to throw out the 3 cards and we'll have at it.
I will say Nikola Tesla's alive in a lot of the research going on, you know, and I'm fascinated by some of the physics and the quantum research. I don't understand everything I read, but
Can we
I'm always
focus?
fascinated
Can we
by
focus?
it.
4 of Wands reversed. 7 of Swords reversed. And the Hanged Man upright.
Oh boy. This is a real interesting one, Mysterious
I'll
Queen.
say.
I'm going to pull the Lenormand on this because, wow, right away, I would like to say that maybe they will, but there's some other things there that are kind of bothering me. So it is a dilemma. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things that almost talk directly to the question. The Garden and the Anchor.
This is really bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, Mysterious Queen, this is tough. And I know you've been waiting and waiting on this, and I'm just wondering, what is the holdup? The Four of Wands could indicate that maybe a marriage has failed. It's usually not a bad card either way. But in regards to your question, you know, I would have to say when it's upright, it could indicate a marriage. When it's reversed, maybe it's indicating there's troubles in that marriage. So I would say this. The marriage may not be over yet, but there may be some troubles and complications there. Or there's some troubles and complications in ending this union.
It seems like this could be epitomizing the idea of it not being a happy marriage, i.e., as you said, a toxic marriage. So that's just sort of setting the condition there, but it doesn't suggest necessarily movement from that, although that 7 of Swords reversed may be saying to me that maybe they are finally starting to put it together and to realize this is what they have, that they understand as much about what's going on, underpinning wise or not, hidden truths or not.
And the next card.
The Hanged Man.
No, this one's the 7, right?
That's the one I just talked about.
It's a 7. I did not yet, though. It's a 7 of swords.
Reversed.
And so I think some truths are going to come out about what's going on here, one way or another. Truths need to be revealed. And then that leads us to that Hanged Man.
Yeah.
And the Hanged Man indicates to me that somebody's unwilling to divulge that truth yet. They're still thinking about it. Or it could be that because nothing has been decided here yet or finished here, that this whole thing remains in suspension. It's still stuck where it's at.
And you mentioned that you're not in touch at all, which really sounds bad. It almost makes me feel about the Lenormand like they're sort of held to public opinion about their marriage.
Hold up.
The anchor.
What does the garden sometimes mean? A wedding or marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in terms of marriage and anchor. They're still stuck in this marriage. That's what I think is going on here.
Yeah.
But are they just trying to have, I'm going to just throw this out there, Mysterious Queen. Are they trying to have the best of both worlds here? Are they holding on to this marriage for some reason, but yet trying to tell you that, it's coming to an end soon, it's coming to an end soon? I can't rule this out, with what I'm seeing here.
Well, Mysterious Queen says there is no contact and possibly indicates it's been for a while.
Oh.
And that they hesitate to ask him directly.
I see. Okay.
That was further back.
Okay.
You'd have to go back to see that. May I please know, will my person come out from the toxic marriage? We both are in no contact and I feel hesitant to ask directly.
Oh. It just seems like things are hanging in the balance here.
Very much a suspended
And if they're
feeling
not communicating with you, I gotta wonder why. Are they trying to fix their marriage? I don't know. I mean,
There's
I'm really
a sense
uncertain.
of this to me that talks about maybe a public perception that they're feeling, or the idea that they're beholden somehow to an image. That's the anchor there, really saying the beholdenness.
I like that too.
Of the happy seeming or idyllic marriage.
There is a sociality about that garden card, and so I can't rule it out. And the anchor kind of anchors people in place. So maybe they're worried about what will happen when they, is this going to affect their reputation or something about them? If they get this divorce, are they concerned about something else that they're anchored to? Is there something else keeping them anchored to this marriage? Is there money involved? Is there, some children involved? Other things that are holding this up. But I don't think this feels really good to me right now.
It doesn't, but let's just do the quick yes or no to answer the question. Will they leave the toxic marriage this year? I think that's how they asked it.
Well, this year is still months long, so you might be waiting a while, but let's see. Do you want to do the quick one or the regular?
Yes.
Okay.
How about you shuffle them too?
Okay.
All right.
Time travel. I know, Russ. I look at things like how they've been able to do some cloaking and invisibility kind of stuff, and some of the interesting data on how close they are with time travel. And I still think they must have. See, I can get into my own conspiracies too. We've all got them. I do think that they have alien technology that maybe has spurred some of this research. Somebody's got their hands on it. And Tesla himself, some of the research that he's done with some of these things. Well, I hope quantum healing comes. I hope healing comes. I hope, they can cure all cancers like mine and stuff, believe me.
Oh, we're sorry about that. Yeah, we're actually on our last reading. I'm not sure why that happened, but every once in a while somebody does tell us it happens.
Ah, well, we apologize, Ari. We're already into overtime, though, so hopefully we'll catch you Thursday.
That's a major arcana, so it means good luck, right?
It does. It means good luck with the situation. But what is it? And was it upright?
It's moderate temperance.
So temperance is saying here that that was you. You bumped the table.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And we're not going to get it back.
I think here, Mysterious Queen, that this is saying that this person may be trying to seek...
You're welcome, Russ.
Seek balance in their life and harmony. Now, what does that mean to me? Is he trying to heal this relationship in some way that he's already in? Or is he trying to, get out of it so that he can be in a good place to pursue things with you? Maybe because this is so complicated, he's decided to pull back from you. And, but I'll tell you what. The card says good luck, and I am saying that too. You have to do what's right for you here. How long are you willing to wait? I'm thinking that maybe some balance and harmony can come this year between the two of you, maybe. But the tenor of the other cards was just not good.
They're not good.
So it's really going to be in the hand of fate here a little bit. But I would suggest to you, if this quietness continues much longer... especially during times when Mercury is not retrograde. And it is going out of retrograde now for how long? Maybe 4 months?
Something like that.
Something like 4 months. I would suggest to you that somewhere along in these next 4 months, it may be time for you to check in and see what's going on here. Or to decide, I can't wait on this any longer. So, but that's going to be up to you.
Well, when I look at that, I think the image in the card tells me that this is also about people able to communicate with each other. And that if you were actually able to communicate with this person, then maybe things could indicate whether they would be resolved or not. So without that, that's why it's good luck, I think. That, what you need to do is to be able to actually communicate. And without that, you may never know, or not for a long time.
That's
sadly.
A good point. I like that. So, well, as the card said, I wish you good luck with this. I hope it works out for you.
And that's our show.
That's our show. Mechanical beds. Oh, man, I just wish I could just lay in a bed like Sleeping Beauty? And then just wake up all healthy and restored. That would be awesome. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Great show. A lot of fun. Hope to see you real soon. And take care. These are kind of difficult times right now. Stressful. Everybody take care of themselves, and let's whether there are actual storms rolling through your area or the storms caused by bad political decisions. I wish you the best. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.